Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another album review / reaction here on my channel. This is the first video I've done in quite a while, so excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty. I took a bit of a break over the Christmas season. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my channel, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the band MUCC. They are actually my #1 favorite metal band. For those of you who are maybe familiar with my channel from the Metallica side of things over the last year, I've been going back through and listening to all of the Metallica albums for the very first time with a couple of my buddies. It's been such a fun and awesome journey, and we actually just in December ended with the official studio albums of Metallica, going all the way from Kill 'Em all the way to 72 Seasons. We listened to all of those albums, not in sequential order. But if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, and you're unfamiliar with those videos here on my channel, please go check some of those out. I think they're really great videos, especially if you're a heavy music fan, if you're a fan of Metallica at all. And we still have some things to do on the channel because I do want to react to Garage Inc. and S&M. So those are both coming up, plus a few other different Metallica videos we still have planned. But if you're here because you are familiar with Metallica videos on my channel and you just want to check out what video Patrick's releasing now, and you're unfamiliar with MUCC, well, like I said, they are my #1 favorite metal band, and I have done several reactions to several of their albums here on my channel. Their last 2 albums I've done reactions for, and maybe even their most recent 3. But it's hard for me to remember the names of all of their albums and everything, and I was going to bring my big stack of MUCC CDs down here, but I decided not to do that because I just want to get into this video and get into the music quickly. But MUCC is a Japanese, I think they're technically a Japanese visual kai band. The visual kai part isn't really super important to me because I very rarely ever see them. I've watched several of their videos on YouTube where they're performing live, and I think I've seen one of their like DVDs. But for me, it's all about the music, and I absolutely love MUCC's music. They are one of those bands that it's kind of tough because if you're someone who is not necessarily very familiar with Japanese rock, Japanese metal, Japanese music, I feel like at least in the United States, there's a bit of a cliche in terms of what Japanese music sounds like, and a lot of that probably stems from anime and anime theme songs. And MUCC is actually a band who has done, I think, several anime intros or outros for different anime, and so I think one of the sort of stereotypes about Japanese music is that it can be very chaotic, switching styles a lot, and that can be very jarring, but also shocking. And that's why on YouTube, there's a lot of reactions to a lot of Japanese bands, because, you know, you can have some crazy, insane metal and then go right into some like very beautiful sort of Japanese pop music. Like Maximum the Hormone's a great example of that. They're one of my other favorite metal bands of all time, but definitely one of my favorite Japanese metal bands. And MUCC is sort of like that, but I feel like they're kind of special because they are able to do different genres within a song, but it all feels so cohesive. And then especially on their albums, every song can be a completely different genre. And I absolutely love that about them. And I love that they have such a wide variety of styles that they can incorporate into their albums, but it all feels very much like MUCC. Soaring choruses, very catchy melodies, really great guitar work from the guitar player, great vocals all over the place. There's very little screaming or heavy grunty vocals or anything like that in MUCC, but they do it on occasion. Excuse me. They have done lots of collaborations with other artists. They've done all sorts of really cool things. They're a very cool band, and they've actually been around for 25 years. And that's what this album we're going to listen to today is. Timeless is their sort of celebration of their career, and an album that they're releasing. I believe it's I'm not sure it's their 16th or 17th studio album. Maybe it's their 12th or 13th. Sorry, I'm getting things kind of mixed up. And I don't know if we even necessarily think of this as an album release. A lot of the stuff I was reading online just said that they released a new album, and but I'll get to more of that in a second. While we're still in the intro of the video here, I just want to say, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I have to apologize because I am sweating profusely, and I'm Basically, I'm sick. I've been sick for the last 6 months or so, and I'm currently in the process of doing many tests to try to see what is wrong. But for now, unfortunately, you person watching this, you'll just have to deal with the fact that I'm sweating a bunch. I also have off to the side cough drop that I will probably be putting in and out of my mouth periodically throughout the video to prevent myself from coughing. Like I said, if you're unfamiliar with the channel, there's a lot going wrong here at the moment. And if you are familiar with the channel, just know that I'm working on it. I'm trying to see what's wrong. We're finally trying to figure out what's wrong. So hope to have an update on the channel here about that soon once we find out what's going on. Also, I got my Gatorade off to the side here. It's in the morning when I'm recording this. I had a terrible night. I cannot sleep at night, really, anymore. Part of it's insomnia, part of it's a cough. When I do fall asleep, I can only sleep for about 15 minutes, and then I wake up so drenched in sweat that it's very frustrating. But anyway, none of that matters. We're here to talk about MUCC and to listen to MUCC. And like I said, I want to get into the music pretty quick, but I did just want to read this article real quick. This is from a webzine called Electric Bloom. And I'm just going to read the first couple paragraphs here that explain kind of what this album is. So it says, Japanese rock veterans MUCC will wrap up their impressive 25th anniversary year by releasing their latest album, Timeless, on December 28th. So as of the day I'm recording this, I believe it is January 3rd. 2024. The album, consisting of 12 tracks, features 6 exclusive singles available only during their 25th anniversary tour. It also includes 4 re-recorded tracks from albums performed during the tour, a split single with visual Kai duo Dead Man, and their newly released single, Timeless. So that tells me that there's 6 sort of new songs. I did listen to one of their songs they released last year. I did a reaction to it here on the channel. It was kind of more of almost like a 90s feeling alternative rock song, which was kind of nice. There was some acoustic guitar to it. It did feel a little bit throwback to maybe a little earlier in their career. And at the time, I didn't know anything about it, this being their 25th anniversary year or anything like that. All of MUCC's stuff online is in Japanese, and it's kind of hard for me to figure out what's going on sometimes when they're just releasing singles and things. But so we have 6 songs that are going to basically be new that I've never heard before. And that's awesome. Plus their new single, Timeless. So that's 7 songs, basically. Then we have 4 re-recorded tracks. And I was looking at the track listing here. Whoops. So this is going to be really tough, but so it looks like track 1, the version that I'm looking at here at least. Track 1 says it's called Siren. Track 2 is GG, the Timeless version. GG, I believe, is a song from their album Shangri-La, and I should know that one. I have all of MUCC's albums from, gosh, I probably should have brought them down, but I have a huge chunk of their catalog in the middle of their catalog, all the way extending basically up to several of their most recent albums. It's really hard to find their last 3 albums on CD. It's basically impossible. Aku, which was my #1 favorite album of the year, 3 albums of theirs ago, which I think it was 2020. Either 2020 or 2021, they had an album come out called Aku. And then at the end of the year, they released Aku Plus 2, which was that album remastered plus 2 additional songs. Then they came out with an album called New World, I believe, which was great. And I think was in my top 5 for that year. And then their album last year, or actually 2 years ago now, I guess, their album from 2022, which I think was called Shin Sakai. That album was, 2022 is, in my opinion, one of the best years of all time in music. At least for me it was, and I think my list of my top 12 favorite albums of that year is one of the best lists I've ever had. But Shin Sakai was, I think, in my top 5 as well, maybe my number 5. I really enjoyed that album. I thought it was mixed really well. So I'm really hoping this album is mixed as well as that. But anyway, we have GG, the timeless version. Then we have Libra, timeless version, which Libra is off of their album. Gosh, I'm being terrible this morning with remembering stuff about. But Libra, I think the album is called Libra. It was their album that was sort of made or pushed in the United States. It's the first MUCC album I ever got. It's actually the album of theirs I listened to the least, but it's actually a really good album. But Libra, I definitely know that song. Then we have Gerbera or Gerbera. Sorry if I'm pronouncing any of this stuff incorrectly. I do not know how to speak Japanese at all. And then we have Rojiura Boku to Kimi e? Rojiura Boku to Kimi e? Timeless version. That does not sound familiar to me, but if it's on any of their albums that I have heard before, I should know that. And then in between there, we have a bunch of different things. The last track says it's called Ku Ja Kwa Remix. So I don't know if that's the song that features that other band. I'm not positive. But the whole album's 50 minutes. And I don't remember the name of the song. Might have been called So. But I can't remember the name of the song that I did actually listen to off of this album last year. Well, my shirt's not looking very nice, is it? Anyway, no one cares about that. So, without further ado... Oh, I guess I will say my nose is clogged at the moment as well, kind of. I'd usually try to breathe through my nose when we're listening to this because it makes less noise, but I'm going to probably have to breathe through my mouth, which means my mouth is going to get dry. So there's going to be all sorts of issues with this video, but just know... Vicks Vapo Inhaler. Absolutely love it. Clears out the sinuses. Lets me hear a little bit better. Hopefully it gets rid of a little bit of my nose whistle. We'll see. Anyway, as I said at the beginning of the video, this is my first video I've done in quite a while. My health's not the best at the moment, so just try to bear with me. But the most important thing is that we're here to listen to some good music. Oh, one thing I have to say. There are many MUCC songs that aren't really very metal. So if you're someone who's here just to try to see what this band is all about, you've skipped to this section, you're ready to go listen to some metal. There may be a lot of stuff on this album that's not very metal at all. So just know that. But there may also be the heaviest thing you've ever heard. That's kind of one of the greatest things about this band. So without any further ado, this is track 1 from MUCC's 2023 album. Just came out a few days ago. The album's called Timeless. This is track 1, which, according to the thing I'm looking at, is called Siren. So this is MUCC's Timeless, track 1. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, it's starting with a siren. Let's go. Distorted drums. Oh. Ooh. The guitars and the drums sound fantastic. His vocals sound fantastic. Everything's very crisp and clear. Piano. Yes. Yes. Very wide stereo spectrum. Yes. This just reminds me a little bit of Power Man 5000. Rob Zombie, maybe. Love the shouting background vocals, gang vocals. Piano's great. Yes, this is awesome. This sounds really good. Love the guitar solo. Oh, yeah. Ooh. That sounds like some crazy, like, pedal stuff. The guitar player from MUCC, whose name I do know, but can't think of it right now. One of my all-time favorite guitar players. So creative, but also not willing to be, so creative, but also willing to do very simplified stuff. And I love that. Like I said, so wide sounding. I love it. The guitar is very crispy. Oh, yes, I love it. That was great. All right, now we're going into GG. Piano in there. It's very different sounding. Wow! That little Children of Bodom hit in there. Love it. Okay, they got the delays in there. I love that they can do stuff like this. New versions of their own songs. Oh, and they got organ in the background there. Let's go. It's much more simplified, a lot less layering of keyboards and layers. Guitars are chunky and huge. But the fact that they can redo their own songs is so cool. And I know that recently, for their 25th anniversary to celebrate, they re-recorded their first 2 albums. And I wish so much that I could get a copy of both of those, like the deluxe editions that come with the original mix, just remastered, and then the newly recorded versions. That is such a cool thing to do. So happy sounding. Oh, it sounds so good. I love it. What a cool riff.
Dive or drop.
Oh, the piano. Gorgeous. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, all those, wow, all those subtle differences, all those huge differences, the piano, the organ, oh. All right, this says it's Under the Moonlight. Very 80s vibe. A completely different feel, bass right in the middle, much more discernible. Guitars have like sort of like a flangey, very reverby effect on it. Vocals have a lot more reverb as well. Drums are just filled with reverb. It's all giving it a completely different feel. Nice. Interesting little delay part there. Huh. Two rhythm guitars been going the whole song, not distorted really at all, balancing each other on each side, just playing rhythm. High rhythmic part, kind of Michael Jackson-y almost. Oh, that's fading out. I did not think we would have to do this. That might be the first fade-out song I've ever heard MUCC do. That's terrible. Okay, here's the fade-out board. That's the first time that I can recall MUCC fading a song out. That's very disappointing. But maybe they did it because they were going for the specific... Whoa! All these synths, so interesting. Oh, I love this. I did not expect it to be a heavy one. Yeah. Yeah. Big feeling here. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm loving this. So they have that synth part in there. Okay. Love it. Harmonized part, love it. Yeah, that's a groove. Man, MUCC, they're just operating on such a high level right now. The quality of the audio is phenomenal. The songwriting is as great as it's ever been, but actually maybe the best it's ever been. Oh, every song is unique. The guitar playing is phenomenal. Key change. What great melodies. That piano slide in there. Oh, it's so good. Okay, Libra. This should be interesting. Possibly pretty heavy. The way the album's mixed is not super heavy mix. Let's see what they do. Oh. I think there's some good screams in this one, some lower strings in there. That's cool. The keyboard parts actually feel keyboardy, so I wonder if their like piano player is playing keyboardy stuff. Which they did not have a keyboard player, piano player for a long time. Then they had a guy join the band for like 2 albums where it was just piano and MUCC. There we go. Vocals kind of getting covered up by the background stuff. Maybe it's a real orchestra. Oh! Oh yeah, beautiful piano in there. Such subtle things that adds so much to it. That simple high string part. I can't tell. I don't think that those are real strings. What a great melody. This whole album, Libra, I think it's called Libra. Shion. It's called Shion. Looking them up on Discogs. Well, it doesn't say what it is. Just in Japanese on Discogs. I think it's Shion. Okay, so that song was okay, a little bit disappointing. I think the original version of that is better. Okay, this might have been the one I heard with the acoustic guitars. And the really tasty electric guitar playing. And piano, of course. Listen to that acoustic guitar go. That's real strings in there. Big chorus. Oh, how everything works together. Oh. Mia. Mia is the name of the guitar player. And also doing, I think those are the background vocals. Mia doing those. The complexity of all those parts that were working together, just gorgeous. I don't know what you'd refer to this as, kind of jazzy, I guess, a little bit. Electric guitar solo. Strings going all over the place. Sounds great. Fantastic. Such a nice song to have on this album. In terms of everything else that's on here, if that makes sense. That do 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 do. Oh. Being done on the piano and the electric guitar. Acoustic guitar just strumming like a rhythmic instrument. MUCC is so good at having these melodies that sound simple, but then like interweaving the melody that becomes familiar to you as you listen to the song throughout the song in so many different ways. Sorry, I hit the mic again. They are just so good at that. All right, this is Gerbera or Gerbera. I should know this one. Interesting kick sound. Still having that piano in there. You can still clearly hear it. Adds so well. Listen to that bass, baby. Interesting, very funky feel. Those acoustic guitars are going, baby. Rhythmical ones. For a big chunk of their career, MUCC would do that. When they get to a big chorus, there would be just an acoustic strum. Nice. Ooh, organ solo. Such good melodies. I say it all the time. I'm repeating myself a bunch, but it's true. Great melodies across the board. Love that. Okay, so this is Shin no Umbugoe. Shin no Ubugoe. Shin no Ubugoe. Something like that. This is very interesting sounding. Listen to that drumming. That snare work. Electric guitars. Off to the side, balancing. This song has much more of a warm feeling to it. Very different from the other acoustic song we heard earlier, So. Love that, though. That was like a pick slide. Now he switched from doing his little rolling on the snare to the tom for this second verse. Ooh. Love that ghosty background vocals. Crash cymbal. More movement on the guitars. Electric guitars. Okay, this is kind of more of a 90s feel again. Bit of a grunginess maybe to it. The way the guitars sound. Especially this like solo. They kind of like to hide the guitar solos back in the pocket a little bit. I feel like the guitar solos could be brought up a smidge across the whole album. Key change. Crash cymbals constantly now. Strummed acoustic on the side. Some big reverb in the background on something, probably some guitar. Interesting, no piano in this one. Feels more stripped back. Bass nice and round. Low pass there, low pass filter on the tom hits. You can still hear what they are, you can still feel them. Don't fade out. They're gonna fade out, aren't they? Yeah. Wow, MUCC. This is not looking good. Hopefully you don't decide to do this on your next album. Terrible. Yo. Big sounding. Piano's back. Strummed acoustic guitar. Massive sounding. Very driving. This is mixed so well. It's nice when everything goes away and you can hear the bass. Nice. Oh. That massiveness, that like reverb on some guitars. Something. Sorry, I'm not saying that much here, just listening. This is not my favorite style of MUCC song with that sort of big reverby background sound. But they have a lot of songs like this earlier kind of on in their career, so it makes sense that they would do something like this. That piano. So nice to hear someone playing a piano in music rather than just, you know, something being... Okay, so this is Rojira Boku to Kimi. Doesn't sound familiar right off the bat. Not sure which album this is off. I thought maybe it'd be a slow one, but it doesn't sound like it. More reverb, guitars. Hey, there's some cleaner guitar like that. Again, this like wall of sound block of just not a big fan of that. Nice, nice. See, this just sounds so heavy. Listen to that bass go, though. Yeah, this song definitely does not sound familiar to me, so must have been on one of the earlier albums maybe that I don't have. Or I have a couple of their earlier, sort of somewhat earlier albums that I don't listen to very much. Leaving that reverb on it. Piano. Really thickening everything. It does sound good, don't get me wrong, I just don't care for the reverb on the guitars. Which it's not there now. That piano. Okay, this is track Timeless. Which is probably maybe the last song on the album. The last one's a more of a... Okay. Love it. Love it. Establish the melody, establish the la la da da. Great piano. As always. A little bit more reverb on his vocals. Nice. Some synths in there, maybe? So familiar, and at the same time, I know I've never heard this. Really cool. Love the guitars. It's like you don't even notice all of a sudden that they're doing something a little bit heavier. That's kind of one of the other things with the MUCC music. Like, if you just like allow it to kind of flow over you, you don't notice all the fine details. But when you start paying attention, there's just infinite numbers of things to focus on. A lot of reverb here, but guitar's nice and dry. Nice. We gotta bring back the la la la's. Yeah, those synths. Connecting it back. Do I even need to say it? Gorgeous melody? Come on. I can't get that high note right now. Aha. Very cool. Nice delayed guitar part there. Very cool. All right, now this is the sort of remix. So assume this is going to be completely different. Wow. Definitely not something I'm going to write home about. Interesting, but yeah, not my cup of tea. It's definitely cool. Pretty short. Just 2 verses, 2 choruses. We'll see if there's anything else. All right, well, there we have it. That's the end of MUCC's Timeless. Overall, I am super, super, super happy with this. I think it sounded great. There are a few things that I didn't care for as much. I think Libra, the song, was a little disappointing with just the mix and the sort of arrangement with the strings and stuff. I feel like it sounded better on their previous album, Shion, I believe is what it's called. All the other re-recorded songs I think sounded better. I didn't recognize that last one though, but I'm still probably pretty sure it sounded better. Some of MUCC's albums in their catalog, especially in the last 10 years, have sounded a little bit muddy kind of to me. And so with this new, fresh, crispy production that just sounds phenomenal, it's nice to hear some nice, crispy, fresh, or not crispy, fresh, crispy high frequencies, very clean sounding, not muddy at all in terms of the mix or the instrumentation or anything, the way anything sounds. A couple of these songs, which is really neat. The fact that of the like 7 new songs, 2 of them faded out, that's a pretty bad number. That's definitely a failing grade. But as we all know here on my channel, 1 fade is a failing grade. So that's a big bummer. However, MUCC is just such a great band to me. I would be willing to overlook that, I think. Those last 2 songs didn't really sit with me super well, being Shi no Ubugoe, Shi no Ubugoe, and Yo. Those 2 songs I didn't care for as much because of the giant reverb. So I definitely liked the front half of the album better than the second half. But, I mean, there was still good stuff all throughout. Timeless was really great. I think the best song of the new songs, that's tough. Siren was really good. Under the Moonlight was good. Gigi was good. I thought this was great. It sounds phenomenal. Production-wise, it sounds sort of similar to what their most recent album, which is called what? Shoot, I said it earlier. I can't look because it's not in English. Shuriken, I believe is what it's called. No. I just love their music a lot. And I love, you know, their albums Kayutai, Miyaku Haku, New World. I love their music. And the songs that were new on this, it's a very good representation, I feel, of their career, which is what this was. It was a 25-year sort of retrospective thing. I think all the re-recorded songs were done well. There were things about Libra that I liked a lot, but the chorus, the big chorus part, I didn't care for as much. So that was kind of disappointing, like I said. The other 2 songs, Gigi and Gerbera, were phenomenal. Those sound fantastic, and I would say definitely better than on their original albums. Though, in context, those songs on their albums, you know, sounding the way all the other songs around them sound, you know, I'm not going to complain about those because I really like those albums that those songs came from. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed this a lot. I thought it was really nice. Anytime I get to hear new MUCC, it's a really special time. I don't know personally if I would consider this to be like an actual album. I guess it is. I was kind of debating if I would like amend my list, my top 12 list, and I will say, if we could consider this to be an actual MUCC studio album release, then I think I would probably put it on my list, probably top 10 or like 12, 11, 10 maybe. Just because there's some negatives on here, and normally for MUCC albums, I have almost nothing bad to say at all. Like I said, it was mixed very well, though, which does give it some brownie points. But there was 2 fade-outs, which really takes away a lot of points as well for me. But the fact that it's really actually only an EP of 7 songs, a remix, and then 4 re-recorded songs. I do love the 4 re-recorded songs. But the fact that it kind of is what it is, I don't know. It really doesn't matter because I have my list, and it is set in stone for now. But interesting to think about. So there you have it. That's my reaction to the new MUCC album. I'm glad I made it through. I feel a lot more confident now moving forward. Maybe doing some Metallica content, some different things on the channel. I didn't know if I was going to be able to sit here and do this for, you know, an hour or so. But now that I know that I can, and I enjoyed the music a lot, I do feel a little bit tired and stuff, but I'm glad that my health is allowing me to still continue to do this, which is really nice. So, thank you very much for watching. If this is your first time listening to MUCC, let me know what you thought. I think it's really tough to tell people where to start if you want to look into this band more. Honestly, I would just start with their most recent stuff and go backwards. They do have a lot of weird things in their catalog, so what I would try to do if I was you is stick to their official released studio albums. You know, if you're just on Spotify, there's lots of singles and lots of different versions of things, and then they do interesting different things, and they release lots of like greatest hits or worst hits and compilations and things like that, where they change things up or do this or that. But I just try to stick to their studio albums. So if you want to look further into this band and you weren't familiar with them before clicking on this video, but you want to look into them more, stick to their studio albums. Go to their wiki page or something, find a list of their studio albums, and then try to go from there. Like I said, I started with Libra and then went from Libra all the way forward. I've been with them. And then I went back a few albums, whatever I could find. But I recommend sort of their more modern stuff as opposed to some of their middle of their career and their earlier stuff, which I'm very unfamiliar with. But still, yeah, fantastic band. And this is a really good representation of what they've been able to do across their whole career, which I think was the exact point of it. So we'll see. I know they toured a lot on this. I think they had like an 18-month tour that they started back when they released Shuriken, maybe? I feel so bad that I can't remember the name of their last album from 2022. But when that album was released, they started their 25th anniversary tour, and they toured, I believe, for 18 months. I was reading online earlier. And so they need a break. And, you know, hopefully they get to take a break. And then maybe they'll come back with an album, and it'll be their best album of all time. We'll see. That'll be really tough because they have some really phenomenal albums. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you around next time.